Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
Today we're having a look at the Glenfiddich 15.
Alrighty, so Glenfiddich 15. This has taken us so long to get around to. We completely forgot we hadn't recorded. This is like an old bottle of ours.
What, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, so hopefully it's not oxidated
Probably has a
too
little
much.
bit, but yeah.
It's been like over halfway, so it should have been alright. We'll see though.
Yeah.
New backdrop. This is like what we're working towards. We've still got a fair few more whiskies to get here.
Yeah.
We still have to do a bunch of soundproofing and probably just going to get a new microphone as well.
And even with like this, we're going to fill up all these gaps so you can't see them.
Yeah, we've got a bit of cleaning up to do with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Backlighting.
Just tedious kind of
But
things.
this will be the new backdrop.
And a barrel.
We're missing our barrel. I've just got like boxes and books stacked up here for now, but we'll get the barrel. But yeah, so better obviously than the previous stuff. Lighting and sound's a bit poor, but we're at least making some progress. So Glenfiddich 15, the older brother to the 12, which is like at some point was the highest selling Scotch in the world. It's always very high up there in those numbers anyway. Every year, that's very, very popular, very accessible when it comes to price and taste.
It'd be one of the highest sold single malts, especially.
Probably, yeah.
It'd be beaten out by blends, but single malts would probably be maybe even one.
I don't know. Now the 15 uses Solera cask technique, which is basically they marry the different barrels, and there's like bourbon, sherry, stuff like that. Bodega cask, I forget what it's called. But anyway, they marry it all in one like vat, and then for a certain amount of time, and then they take some out and then introduce some new, and it just kind of, that's the Solera cask technique, where it's like constantly it's constantly rotating. So there's like liquid in there that is a minimum of a certain amount of age or time married together, so it just like maintains the complexity and stuff, and once you've got it going, it's like much more efficient and less time consuming as well, than just like having it all new and marrying it, using all of it and starting again. But yeah, we'll get into notes.
It's very fruity up
out of breath.
It's very fruity up front.
Ooh, it is. Apples, pears.
Yeah, it's very fruity with a very nice sherry impact as well.
Yeah, like it's sherry fruitiness, but also just general fruitiness, like the lighter fruits, like the pears, and apples and stuff like that. But also the deep dark raisins, that kind of caramelized plum, date almost sugariness. Yeah, kind of like when you get a Pedro Menez, chill it. Yeah, you have that. The port, it's kind of got that like really nice deep dark caramelized like fruit sugar kind of flavor to it.
Vanilla as well.
Tons of vanilla. Nice kind of like, I don't know, it's like a little bit of spice coming through on the nose, or like a bitterness. Yeah. It's deep, kind of like that honey.
It's like
it's not butter, but it's like
as well.
Floral bouquet.
Flower.
Yeah. No, it is. It's pretty floral. Yeah. It's got a nice honey.
It's actually a really nice nose.
It's got a good nose. 15 years old. Pricing.
I bought this for 105 Australian dollars. Now it's 115 to 20. So it has gone up in price.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a new one of the 15, not just because we want the new bottle because it looks cool. And they've done a complete workup with the whole aesthetics of it. But also because, as we said, this has been sitting there for a while, and I would like to know if there's
flavor drift.
Yeah, if there's been, well, not even flavor drift from
the same with the 12 as well.
Yeah, not even flavor drift from like 15 old bottling to 15 new bottling, but flavor drift just because of the oxidation that's probably happened. But yeah, so I would like to know if there's a big difference. Hopefully not, like it's pretty full, or at least, more than half full. You've normally got a while. Yeah. We'll see.
I am getting like a slight malt as well. It's not like a malty funk, it's just like a nice malt.
Shows up more on the palate, that maltiness. It's more that dense cereal kind of note.
But those fruits are still really
The fruits are definitely, that's really fruity. But more oak spice is coming through. Yeah. Which I like. I like that. I like the nose better.
The nose is better.
It's like cleaner and juicier.
The palate almost folds off a little bit. Again, it might be the
It could be
there, but
the finish is still going though. Like it
nice
becomes a
and
bit drier.
Yeah.
That dryness of the oak bitterness kicks in, carries over, getting a bit more of the vanilla with like some more baking spices. Floral notes are there, but the sweetness lifts off a bit.
Getting a bit of cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon roll.
That's what I mean, like the kind of like baking spice. It's
Yeah.
super light spice. It's more like the oak spice, the barrel bitterness, but there is some light baking spice, some nutmeg and cinnamon maybe. Cocoa, there's like a
chocolatey
nice kind of cocoa chocolatey note with it as well. Even actually now I've said cocoa and it's kind of like drifting and I just smelled it and it's a bit more like savoury, less fruity. Now I'm getting a like pipe tobacco, unlit pipe tobacco, just like, or even just a cigar, like but unlit. Just that kind of like earthy, mustiness, but like
I was gonna say
rich
more
cocoa,
like coffee almost, like a
little bit of espresso kind of in there as well. That's like that kind of mix. The cigar, chocolate, espresso, it's all within the same realm. I like this a lot. I don't know if I'd pay like 120, 125,
especially
at the moment. Just because, like as we've said a few times, like Highland malts aren't like where we're focusing preference-wise at the moment. So probably I'm not like that inclined to spend $120 on something that's not exactly what we're like super into at the moment.
If it's still $100, I would jump at it because it's a really nice whiskey. But 120, it's kind of like, especially if you're not going to drink it all the time. We haven't touched this in nearly.
See, I know that we won't go through it quickly, so I'm happy to spend it because I know it's not something like it's not a lot of money to re-spend or whatever. But at the same time, there are whiskeys that I really want to try that are $100 that I'm gonna prefer to drink over this. So it's definitely worth the money.
For sure. I want to try what the 18 is like. The 18 is definitely.
I tried it, but like
it's
2
definitely
years ago
going up in price again. That's probably like 180-ish now.
Yeah, I would say so. We want to redo the fire and cane. We've got a little bit.
You can still buy that?
We've got a little bit left in there.
Is it finished still? I mean, was it like a one-time run?
I don't know, because I would like to buy more of that, because that was not expensive at all either. It was like $70.
They did a heap of them, didn't they? Like
yeah,
white
but I really liked the fire and cane. It was really simple, but it was
it's quite nice.
It was just really enjoyable. Nice mix of that like sweetened smoke.
We should get the 18, another bottle of fire cane, and the white one, whatever that's called, and do like a Glenfiddich run through.
There's one of them, the white one with like. It's like their experimental one.
Yeah.
And I don't want to buy it after watching the Whiskey World's review. It's the ice wine one.
I didn't watch it.
It's like, it's a pretty old, the video, but it's an ice wine Glenfiddich, and ice wine is like, I think they pick the grapes when they're overly ripe at a certain time in the morning or something like that, and basically it's just like really, really sweet. And they said it was too sweet and not that enjoyable. Especially for the price, because I think over here it's like $200 and something, so it's not really worth it. The other ones, the one with the little thumbprint on it, I think that's cheap enough. I'd buy that. There's a few different experimental ones.
Yeah, we should buy like the majority of them.
A big Glenfiddich lineup.
A run through.
Yeah. But no, this is enjoyable. We hope you like the new setup. It's definitely not finished.
But nowhere near finished, to be honest. There's still a lot of things we need to do.
70% done, but the last 30% is going to be like
the hard part.
It's going to take the longest, But yeah, so hopefully you enjoy it. It's a bit of an improvement for just being upstairs, like hanging off the balustrades. Anything else?
I think we covered it all. Oh, how strong is it? 40%?
Yes, 40%.
What a surprise.
Yep. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Everything Whiskey. If you enjoyed it, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, see you next one.
Cheers.